Welcome 11th class students, this is Nanda BIOLOGY tutorial. Today I will continue the morphology, that is leaf, flower and inflorescence. Previously we have discussed up to the stem. Now continue with the topic, that is a leaf. Leaf is green. First, very important, take part in photosynthesis. Take part in photosynthesis. They are flattened. Or they are also called dorsiventral and isobilateral. Dorsiventral means having two surfaces, upper and lower surface. That means one surface exposed to sunlight. That is a feature of all dicots. Isobilateral means both the surface exposed to sunlight, though isobilateral, and they are monocots. They are monocots. So leaf, next feature, they are of limited growth. They are of limited growth. Limited growth. Then always arise from nodes. This is the stem, node, and leaf always arise from this particular part, that is called node part. Then this leaf also having, so what is the structure? Each leaf is consists of three main parts: petiole, expanded part, this is called to be petiole, attachment, this part is called leaf base, that means attached with the stem. Petiole is a stalk for the leaf, and expanded part is called to be lamina, or it is also called to be leaf blade. Inside there is a stalk line, that is called to be midrib. Midrib having veins. Next is veins are there. So it means this leaf, common structure of the leaf consists of the three main things. Main is petiole, then expanded the leaf blade or lamina, clear, and leaf base for the attachment. Petiole. If petiole is absent, then leaf is called to be sessile. S-E-double-L-E. It is called to be sessile in structure. Sometimes their leaf base is swollen. It is swollen at the base. Swollen. Then the condition is called pulvinous. If it is a swollen in structure. Then come this leaf lamina is having apex. So apex is of various shape, pointed, round, another structure. Then the margin is also vary. Margin of the leaf is vary. Sometimes spiny, smooth, round. So that is again vary in different leaf in the angiosperms. So leaf take part in photosynthesis, and also they take part, very important, in transpiration, because they are having stomata in the low surface. Stomata is meant for the transpiration guard cell. So they play very important role. This leaf, this is called to be their primary function. Then come the leaf or this structure or veins, how they are arranged on the leaf. So arrangement of the veins on leaf is called venation. Two types, reticulate and parallel. Reticulate means when this is a common outline, so that means the vein form network structures. Reticulate, network structure is the reticulate, and it is a main feature of all the dicots of reticulate venation. Then second is, in case of the monocot or in general, so they run parallel to each other. These veins parallel. And in monocots, the main feature, When they run parallel, then the condition is called to be parallel venation. So it means venation is of two types, reticulate and parallel venation. Then comes how these leaves are arranged on stem. Arranged on stem. So they are arranged. This is the node part, this is the node part. One leaf is here, second leaf is there. That means they are alternate. Example you can learn. So there are so many. So they are alternate to each other. Such is called alternate. Alternate phyllotaxy. So it means arrangement of the leaf on the stem is called phyllotaxy or phyllotaxy. And first condition is alternate. Example, hibiscus. For exam, at least you have to learn one example. Hibiscus. Leaf remain alternate to each other at the angle. Second condition of this phyllotaxy is called opposite. Opposite to each other. This is the stem. One leaf, second leaf on the same node, but they are opposite condition, opposite to each other. Example, there are so many. Calotropis, up. And sometimes this opposite condition like this. And second condition in some is in opposite. One is this position, second is in this position. This is called opposite decussate. In case of guava, amarut. So they are opposite decussate. This is another arrangement and this is called to be opposite phyllotaxy. Third condition, how they are arranged the leaf in general is whorled. Whorled position. Whorled arrangement. Stem, node, one leaf, two leaf, three leaf, like this. They are arranged in a wall, continuous wall at the same level. So they are, if they are 3, 4 in number on this wall, then condition is called nerium. It is also called oleander. It is also called canare. Then Estonia. More than 3 present on the same side or wall. So that is a second example. So that means this is called whorled phyllotaxy. So 2 marks question. What is phyllotaxy and what is the types? So 3 types are there. One is alternate, second is opposite, and third is whorled. Similarly, venation is of 2 types, arrangement of veins. One is reticulate, second is parallel. So that means that is arrangement. Another now comes types of leaf. Simple and compound. Simple leaves, when they are not divided into many leaflets, single leaf, pipal. When they are not divided further into various, that is a simple leaf. Or you can say when lamina is not divided into leaflet. Second condition, you have seen in rose, lamina is divided into like this. This is called to be rachis or rachis. And lamina is divided into many leaflets. Then example or its leaf is said to be compound leaf. Compound leaf. So it means simple and compound leaf of the variety in the nature. Next comes this simple or compound leaf. If it is, this is the number of the leaves like this and palm-like structure. They form the palm-like structure. Then it is called palmate compound leaf. Palmate compound. When they are present like this, then it is called pinnate. Pinnate compound leaf. May be present on the same axis, on the second axis, sometime in the third axis. So that is a condition comes in case of the leaves or in case of the various plants. So that means leaf may be simple, leaf may be compound, that is a condition. Then comes the various modification, the secondary function by the leaf. Modification of the leaf. Sometime in case of pea, in pea, leaf modified in the form of tentacles. meant for support. In the stem we have discussed, that is the stem modified, in this leaf modified for the support. That is a modification. Second modification, sometime petiole modified in the form of a leaf in case of acacia. Then the condition is phylloid. In the stem it is phylloclade. In the leaf it is called phylloid. So question can come, difference between phylloclade and phylloid for the paper. So that is another modification. Then in case of the pitcher plants, two modifications simultaneously. Petiole also modified. Petiole modified in the form of tendril, and lamina modified in the form of a pitcher plant, insectivorous, to catch the insect expanded part, that is called to be there. Then comes pitcher plant, another modification, sometime aquatic, we are having bladder-like structure, bladder, utricularia. Special bladders are formed. This is another modification of the leaf and perform the secondary function. So it means leaf can perform various functions, primary as well as secondary, for support, for then in case of, I think this you are observed, this is the aloe vera, very quite common. So now it's two modifications. Stem is modified in the form of phylloclade, photosynthetic, and leaf are modified in the form of spines, meant for protection. So leaf are in this case modified in the form of spines for the protection from the animals. So it means leaf modification may be in the form of tendril, maybe in the form of phylloclades, maybe in the form of bladders, pitchers. So they are take maximum modification of the leaf, take part in various functions. Sometimes in certain cases some leaves are also colored and they take part in pollination. They are a colored leaf. That is another secondary function of this colored leaf in this case. And common euphorbia, that is quite common weed in the garden. Now they weed, so colored help in pollination or dispersal. Then comes the another leaf which don't take part in photosynthesis. They are called to be scale leaves. They are also present in certain plants. Scale leaves, brownish dry color. It means they are adult in this case. Then their function is performed by the green stem. So that is another thing. So they are another modification in the leaf. So it means leaf modification, structure and arrangement we have discussed. Second comes the inflorescence and flower. Inflorescence, arrangement of the flower on stem is called inflorescence, or the structure thalamus receptacle, that is a part of a flower. So inflorescence means arrangement. You have seen very beautiful flower in the nature. So how they are arranged, two types. Suppose this is the axis. The axis which give rise to flower called peduncle. So flowers are present. If the flower or axis show growth or stops flowering after giving one flower on the tip, then the inflorescence is called cymose. So various type of cymose inflorescence, that means limited. Racemose is the flowering is on the lateral branches like this, but tip continues to grow and give the flowering. This condition is called racemose. So inflorescence means arrangement of the flower on the peduncle is called inflorescence. Racemose cymose. Then come another morphology of flower. Flower is a condensed shoot. Where it is present? Thalamus, if it is swollen, if it is flat, receptacle. So they are present on these structures, flower, receptacle. So parts of the flower we have already done, you have done in case of the 9th class also. Now this is the thalamus, swollen part. Then having pedicel, swollen thalamus. Then green structure present outside calyx or sepals. Calyx or sepals. Then followed by colored part, petals or corolla of various shape, various color, size, that vary, but common structure, they are having calyx or green structure help in flower during bud condition. Corolla or petals help in pollination, right? And these two are considered also as non-essential part because they don't take part in sexual reproduction. Now, in the center, there is a presence of gynoecium or female part. Female part. That is also called pistil or gynoecium, like this, which consists of the structure we will discuss in detail in 12th class. Here only the morphology: stigma, style and ovary. So that is a condition. Then the male part is called stamens or androecium, which further consists of two structures, anther and filament. We will discuss again this also in 12th in detail. Here you will learn only the name of these. Now come to the point, another terminology for 11th class, because morphology having so many terminology, but basically you have to learn according to the NCERT. That is, now if both the sexes are present, flower is said to be bisexual, complete. Sometimes there is a special structure also present called bract, which help in pollination. For example, in bougainvillea, then the flower is called to be bracteate. If pedicel, pedicellate, they are present. Then flower can be cut into two equal half at vertically, then the condition, they are called actinomorphic. Can be symbol when you will learn the families, actinomorphic, like this. This is the symbol. Bisexual symbol, like this. This is for male, this is for female, but it is a bisexual, like this, when you will describe the flower for the paper. Actinomorphic. If only one plane, vertical plane, if the flower is cut, then the condition is said to be zygomorphic. And the symbol like this, zygomorphic condition, bisexual, right? So, in other things, they are in various forms. Maybe they are in 3 appendages, in 3 number, 4 number, 5 number. Then it is called trimerous, tetramerous and pentamerous. So that is another condition in case actinomorphic, zygomorphic. Then come on the basis of this arrangement of these 4 parts on the thalamus, it is of flower position is of 3 types: hypogynous, perigynous and epigynous. Hypo means superior ovary, that means like this. all the floral parts, they arise below. In case of mustard, that means ovary remain above. So condition is called superior ovary. Superior, hypogynous. Now in perigynous condition, that means half above, half below. That is a condition. So ovary is said to be inferior. Ovary is said to be inferior. See the condition. Now this diagram is very important for NEET also. Mostly the diagram come in the MCQ also. So hypogynous condition, A, right? B, perigynous, and 3, epigynous. So it means rest of the part, epigynous condition, calyx, corolla, all arise above the ovary and ovary remains below, and the ovary is said to be inferior. So it means in perigynous also inferior, because in between, in hypogynous, ovary is said to be superior, and in epigynous it is again inferior. So examples of this hibiscus, you have to learn the examples. Then plum, perigynous and epigynous condition, that is called to be sunflower, right? If flower or sepal, petal fused or free, then sepal fused, gamosepalous condition. If free, polysepalous. Same, if petals are free, it is polypetalous. If it is fused, it is gamopetalous. So it means the terminology you have to learn. So this flower, up to the only terminology, the rest of the detail of the topic we will discuss in 12th. I think up to it is clear. Thank you.